and welcome to Savagely Delightful, a podcast exposing the schadenfreude nature in all of us. Each week, your co-hosts John and Christy will be coming at you with different stories of people making the kind of dumb mistakes that we all just love to hear about.
Hey, I'm John.
And I'm Christy.
And welcome back to Savagely Delightful.
Welcome back.
Episode 11. So, first and foremost, I want to personally apologize for the last episode. I got a couple of the credits wrong for the stories submitted, and I just want to say personally, I am very sorry, and I will do my best to be better in the future.
Yeah, and of course didn't realize until after we were done.
Yeah.
And was going through trying to do the editing and realized that, yeah, that was wrong and can't really do much to edit that out correctly.
Yeah, so I just want to say I'm sorry, and like I said, we're going to try to, well, I am going to try to do a lot better in the future. Chrissy had nothing to do with it.
Well, and also want to say thank you to everybody that we did mess that up for, because everybody was super cool about it and didn't really care too much.
Yeah, so our community has been super supportive and super helpful, and honestly, just talking with them has been great.
Yep, we love it.
Some more updates. Christy and I just had our bridal shower.
Personal update, yeah.
Yeah, personal update. So I know traditionally it is more of a female-based party, but we're trying to break some of the norms in traditional marriage. And we had a co-ed party, and at our house had like 30 people here. Probably
at least that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was hectic. We have a decent-sized house, but it's still, like, overwhelming. It was so overwhelming.
Yeah, just walking from one room to another, you had to shoulder your way through people just to, go get a drink or something. But I think that goes to show how much love and support we do have from our friends and family, and it makes me feel amazing.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. So, yeah, we had a co-ed party, had a whole bunch of fun with that. And we actually just planned our honeymoon as well.
What?
Because we'll be getting married in a couple of weeks.
Yep. 41 days as of today, Sunday.
Yeah. And so we planned our honeymoon. We plan on going to Mexico.
What?
So if you
Never been.
Yeah. If you have any suggestions on what to check out down there.
Mexico's a pretty big area. We're going to be in Cancun.
Yeah. But we would love like some suggestions or just to go visit some places, because we've never been before, so we're excited to check it out.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Especially after, weddings are so stressful and everything else on top of that. I am so ready to go and just be done with it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to get married and stuff, but I'm excited for it to be over too.
Plus, Christy's been doing 95% of the planning and taking care of things. I'm being, the typical male, unfortunately, and letting her do a lot of the decision making. But yeah, she's super stressed out. I, by default, am just super stressed out. But we can't wait for the nice, relaxing week that we'll be there.
Luckily, we get to fly out like 2 days after our wedding. Mm-hmm. So can go quickly from stressed out to just relaxing by a pool or beach or whatever.
It will be phenomenal. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. Email at us at savagelydelightful@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yep. But until then, you want to start us off?
I would love to. So our first story was submitted by Bacondip.
Was it really?
I hope so. I really hope it was submitted by Bacondip. I double-checked this time, so I'm really confident.
I'm just messing with you.
And they say, currently sitting on the toilet playing chess because I don't want to show my face until I lose 3 shades of red.
Okay.
I was going through some project details with one of the engineers before she left to go to the job site. We wrap up, she gets up to leave, I attempt to say, go spread your wings, but right as the word go comes out of my mouth, my brain decides now would be a terrific time to switch things up and say, go stretch your legs. And And before I knew it, I was having an out-of-body experience watching myself tell her to go spread your legs.
Oh my God.
I will never forget the look on her face. I immediately
She's
told
like,
her...
wow, it's that kind of workplace. Okay.
Hopefully. I immediately told her what the hell my brain just did for the combination of words to come out of my mouth as she is on her way to a work site full of men.
Oh my
Thankfully,
God.
she believed me seemingly and laughed it off. Doesn't make it any less embarrassing, unfortunately.
Oh, she's got quite a story to tell now, from now on.
I
would be immediately, like, calling you and friends and everybody as soon as I left.
Oh, yeah.
Like, guess what just happened?
Plus, especially with someone like me who has, like, ADD, ADHD, sometimes your words get jumbled up inside your brain and it comes out a mixture or conglomerate of the two.
Because you have some bullshit
just
on.
rambles off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so bad. Like, I feel your pain. I am just so bad at speaking sometimes. It's just, like, the most basic form of communication. But yeah, this is the worst possible scenario for you, and I'm just glad it wasn't me.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, I have anxiety and just awkward in general, so I can so see myself doing that. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were at the mall one time, and there was like, there was a lady with a kiosk of like, for doors and windows, and at the time, we lived out an apartment, so my awkward ass, as soon as they were, like, trying to flag us down to, like, give us their whole spiel.
They're like, hey, we can, like, come to us, we'll replace your doors, we'll replace your windows, like, it'll be all nice and sealed in and keep, you know, the energy costs down, this and that. And
then there's my reaction, which was, we have no windows, and just kept walking.
It was like, she was just speaking to them, but just louder, and was like, we don't have any windows, and just walked away.
And I didn't realize how awkward it was until John's cracking up next to me, like, what the fuck did you just do?
We live in a concrete box. That's it.
Like, I'm in a bunker.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so my first story is coming to us from SandersSchmittlaube. And they say, I live out in the country and it's been ridiculously cold here the last few days.
I believe it.
Yeah, so the local rodents are doing their best to get in and find someplace warm to stay. I ended up with a mouse running around the house, which is annoying as we've got 3 very lazy freeloading cats whose only job, besides being cute, is to keep mice out of the house. They have, thus far, failed dismally. Which, like, I totally feel this. Like, I think we've talked about before, our last apartment, there was mice everywhere. I hated it so much. And one day, I legitimately saw our pit mix, like, cuddling with one. Mm-hmm. And I, like, freaked out, too, because I'm like, your whole job, like, you're supposed to be warding off these things, and she's just cuddling with one. I'm like, okay.
I remember I caught one time in a plastic container.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, finding a way to dispose of it, take it outside or something. And as it was in the container, our pit mix walks up and just starts shaking uncontrollably.
Shaking and whining, wanting us to let it back out.
Yeah. Worthless dog.
Right?
But she gets all the love.
Right? She's so sweet. Okay. So he says, we set out some no-kill mouse traps a few days ago, and overnight, last night, we catch the little bugger. My 11-year-old daughter immediately falls in love with it and offers to release it on the other end of the property after she does her chores. She sets the mousetrap down on the counter, and we both split off to do our own jobs. Somehow, the mouse gets out of the trap, not sure how, but we get back after the 30 minutes and the trap is empty. Which, like, we've talked about before, we've had different traps at our apartment, and it's actually super sad what mice will do to get out of their traps that they're in.
Yeah.
Like, it's heartbreaking, and it sucks, because there's almost no good way to get rid of mice.
Like the sticky paper, I've seen a rat pull half of its face off trying to get out of this trap.
Well, and it sucks, too, because you either do it the humane way and release it back, and then it just gets right back into your house, or you have to kill it and then feel bad for killing it. So, it just sucks.
I mean, I don't feel bad, but I get it.
I do. That still makes me sad. Okay, but they say later in the day, one of the cats is spending an unusual amount of time in the bathroom, sniffing around the base of one of the cabinets because the cat, his name is Boots, which I would like to think... Yeah, I would like to think is because of Shrek with Puss in Boots. But Boots is a lazy, good-for-nothing house cat with a long and storied history of being kind of dumb. I just assume he's seen a Greeble and proceed to pay no attention to him, which I had to do a quick Google search because I have no idea what a Greeble is. And Google said it was an intricate detailing on something.
Interesting.
So, fun fact. Yeah. I don't know. But anyways... After a frankly embarrassing amount of time, I finally realized that I'm as thick as a week-old pudding and connected the cat acting odd and the missing mouse. I go in the bathroom and tilt the cabinets forward. Boots, who I should add has never seen a mouse in his life, instantly dives behind it. A short tussle ensues, and about 3 seconds pass before he comes strolling out from behind the cabinet with a mouse clamped in his jaws.
Good kitty.
Like, yeah, damn, like, for a good-for-nothing cat, like, he just went in with never seeing a mouse before and was, like, straight-up exterminator on it.
Yeah, it's intrinsic.
Right? Okay, so he says the 11-year-old, who is still in love with the mouse, darts into action and pries the wriggling mouse away from the cat. The cat was fine, no injuries... Or the mouse was fine. I would fucking hope the cat's fine. The mouse was fine, no injuries, no blood. As far as I could tell, it was in perfect health. She carries it across the house to the front door, right past my bemused girlfriend, and I take the mouse by its tail while my daughter puts her shoes on. As I regale my girlfriend with the deeds of Mr. Boots, here he comes strutting across the house, and it was unmistakably a strut. Which, like, duh. Boots thought he was the shit in that moment. Definitely. And he kind of was. Okay, so they say the first thing that I think is, this would make a great picture. I, in my infinite wisdom, proceed to tell my girlfriend to get her camera opened while I reach down to pick up Boots. It's the perfect moment to commemorate the lazy, good-for-nothing cat who spends his days eating, sleeping, and thinking up new and interesting places in the house to hide his poop. Has actually done something productive and downright impressive. I prepare to pose for the picture with the mouse dangling by its tail in one hand and the cat tucked under my arm in the other. I smiled, my girlfriend raises the camera, and in that moment it all falls apart.
Oh God.
The cat spots the mouse dangling not a foot from its face. The world comes to a grinding halt. The stage is set for a storm of perfect circumstance. It was in that moment that I realized I'd fucked up and outplayed myself. In slow motion, I watch Boots freeze, his eyes dilated straight to hunter mode. I see the wheels turning in his head. His paw pulls back with every modicum of strength his little body possesses. He reaches out and smacks the dangling, wriggling mouse. It yanks free of my fingers and arcs directly at my girlfriend's face.
Oh, man.
The mouse crosses the distance in the time it took my girlfriend's face to contort in fear. It hit her squarely on the chin, and before she had time to do anything but gasp, the mouse performed an impressive feat of parkour, launching itself into the air and across the kitchen counter.
Jeez.
I watch it disappear on the other side of the counter, and before I had time to run around it, the mouse had vanished as completely as if he never existed. So here I am, outsmarted by a mouse twice in one day. My daughter thinks that the whole situation is hilarious, which I agree with her.
Definitely.
Boots is pissed at me because I let his dinner get away from him. I see his point. My girlfriend is furious that I threw a mouse at her, and she says it's all my fault that he escaped. She's not wrong, although I'm apparently an ass for blaming the cat, and I still have a mouse in the house.
Yeah, that's some Tom and Jerry bullshit right there.
You played yourself, Sanders.
Yeah, you played yourself.
Yeah. But also, fun fact, like, I'm a big true crime buff and all that. And that's, like, one thing that I learned is that, like, a lot of serial killers, they'll be, like, described as having, like, black eyes. And, like, their eyes were, like, black, like a demon or, like, whatever, like, they were possessed. Well, that's actually because, like, when people or animals, which I mean people are animals, go into, like, a hunting mode.
Oh, their pupils dilate.
Yeah, your eyes dilate so you can see better.
That's pretty dope.
So when your adrenaline's running, that's why serial killers have black eyes, is because they're, like, engaged in a hunt.
Yeah.
Which is, like, fucking terrifying.
Do you know how they see better?
I mean, just because their eyes are dilated.
Well, they dilate.
It lets in more light.
There you go. Yep, that was it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the point of the dilation. But, yeah. I always thought that was fucking crazy.
That is
so when he
fucking
said
wild.
that the cat's eyes, like, went black or, like, dilated, it's like, yep. That cat was like, it's on, buddy.
It was funny when you got your eyes dilated.
Oh, fuck.
For your optometrist appointment.
Yeah, I have fucked up eyes, but they were fine until like 2 or 3 years ago. At least my mind told me that they were fine, because my brain will just like was correcting my eyesight, so I was still seeing 20/20, and like my eyes were fine, and then didn't realize why I was getting headaches randomly. And, like, would have almost tunnel vision because I had headaches so bad.
Her eyes were flexing so hard to create 20/20 vision that it was giving her a headache because she didn't naturally have 20/20 vision.
Yeah, my brain just corrected and said, I got you, girl. Don't worry.
And then hurt you.
Yeah. So they had to completely numb and dilate my eyes for, like, 3 days.
So
to
she was
get
a serial
true
killer
reading.
for 3 days.
Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
Okay, so for my second story was submitted by SomeSengStudent. So, they say the background is, this story starts with me, a 4-year engineering student who's been going through a really fun time. See, no fun at all.
I like a good background story.
Right? With some medication and have been as functional as a corpse for the last month.
Hey, it's COVID season.
Right?
It's all good.
It's COVID
it's
year.
Gucci. Yeah.
It's not a season anymore.
I mean,
this is a lifestyle.
Yeah. It's all good. We've all got that.
My doctor finally switched me onto another med that's a lot more compatible with me, leaving me with a job of catching up on weeks of missed or half-assed work. So, like any quality fuck-up, things really started off with a great upward trajectory. I had my first really intense week ahead with 3 exams slated to end for today, and
Jesus.
2 quizzes, technically 1 now, as you'll find out. And it's been going better than I could have ever hoped, working diligently to take notes, retry past assignments, and doing all those stereotypical things you hear other good students do, but haven't really done before. The day of the test rolls around, and like anyone else, I'm stressed, but also pumped to get all done and over with. My first exam, actually one of the less important ones, it went great, despite handing the test in early as I needed to go visit the loo between my back-to-back exams. See side effects of medication. I get it.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be working out great, and it just seemed to be getting better. This next exam is open notes/textbook.
Sweet.
Right? I love those. I've done a ton of practice for it, so I'm super confident.
Can I just say, I think that every test and exam should be open notes. Because, I mean, fucking Google is a thing for everybody now.
It depends. I understand why some are and some aren't.
Well, I guess.
It really does depend.
Because if you rely on Google all the time, you're not really learning anything.
Exactly. With some, like, super intense, like, really hard equations in my engineering classes, there's, like, I mean, you could memorize them, but sometimes there's so many and they're so complex that it's almost damn near impossible to memorize all of them.
I guess
but
maybe
you just need to learn how
note.
to use them.
Yeah.
And so other stuff you do need to have to know off the top of your head, though.
Yeah.
You can't always just look it up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's fine. It's a super important class, which I have to pass to keep my existing offer after graduation, and I've been doing my best to treat it like so, right?
Fucking get it.
He's got it set.
Right?
They said, I'll try to keep the tech stuff to a minimum, but just for reference. There are 2 parts to this exam, split into the first part using an online quiz system, where our homework quizzes are posted. The second part is posted using the homework assignment system. I laughed when I opened the first part and saw it was formatted so differently from what the professor had described, but honestly, I preferred it because it was formatted the way the homework assignments were done, and it was something I was comfortable with.
Oh, God.
The material was unexpected, to say the least. Only very vaguely related content to what was supposed to be on the exam came up, but I had the notes from my recent lectures and referenced the textbook pretty heavily. All in all, it was a super short part, and I was shocked we were given so much time. I even went over every question a few times and felt really good about myself for having finished so quickly. I mean, that's mistake number one.
Yeah.
I finally went to submit it and took a peek at the homework section for the next part of the exam, which is where I saw both parts uploaded and waiting. I literally did my quiz that was assigned as homework during the time allocated for the first part of the exam.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I was afraid that was where that was going.
Yup. I don't think I've rapid fire emails to my professor so quickly ever before. And they let me take the part of the exam after part B, which I checked obsessively to make sure it was the right thing.
Right.
But has yet to make a decision on whether they will accept my first part of the exam or not.
They fucking better. That would suck if they didn't. It's not like they, meant to.
Right? My dude. From one engineering student to another, you can't let that shit happen.
Right.
Our classes are stressful enough. You don't need to be making themselves harder for you.
Yeah.
And trust me, I get it. It gets really overwhelming very quickly. And the medication you're on was probably making the problem even bigger than what it needed to be. But you gotta read that shit, man.
Your heart would drop after noticing, too.
Yeah. But I wish you goodwill and good luck and good thinking. I'm super happy that your professor did let you redo the part B. But, like I said, shit's already hard enough. Don't make it harder on yourself.
Yeah, let us know if they count that first part, because I want to know. I hope they did.
Yeah, that'd be actually really awesome.
Yeah.
Please reach out to us.
Okay, you ready for my next story?
I am.
Okay, so this one, a part of it that makes me giggle a little bit is the username that they wanted to go by.
What?
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Punanistan.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So,
all right.
Yeah, it just starts out fun. Okay. So they say, I come home from work and went to the bathroom to take a piss. I flushed the toilet, turned towards the sink to wash my hand, and in the process, my car's only key was ejected from my sweater's pocket and landed straight into the toilet as it was peak flushed.
Damn.
Fuck.
Damn.
And that sucks too. You just get home from work and you're ready to just be with your family and relax, and your key goes, think again, mofo.
Yeah.
We're gonna start something new up.
They're like, I'm fucking out this bitch.
Right? Okay, so they say, I didn't have enough time to react and grab the key before it went down the drain. I saw it get swallowed and was mortified. I yelled many massive fucks, and my wife banged on the door, wondering if I was critically injured or something.
I can just see that in my head.
Right? I desperately stuck my hand into the toilet drain while laughing and being so disgusted to see if my key was miraculously stuck in there. Obviously, it wasn't.
Nope, nothing's ever that easy.
But, of course, yeah, that would be way too convenient if it actually got stuck.
Yeah.
That's not in your cards if your key already fell into the toilet.
Yeah.
You're not lucky.
Nope.
Okay, so they say, I live in an apartment building, so I talked to the building management to ask if it is realistic to recover it. As I thought, it wasn't. Plus, it was in the evening, so maintenance staff are gone anyway. I scrambled to figure out my options. My first instinct was to call my car dealership, which is quite close to me, to ask how much it would cost to get a new key.
About $300 damn.
Yep, that's what they said. They said It would be about $200, but I would need to tow it there within an hour and a half to get it done today.
Jesus.
Right? Luckily, I told one of my best friends about the mishap, and he recommended that I call an automotive locksmith instead. I did that, and the guy still wanted $200, but he came out to me instead of getting a tow, so it still saved me at least $150.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Plus, he made a spare key, so I can have a backup in case I fuck up again in the future. It says the only fuck up was that my toddler heard me yell fuck many times and started to repeat it.
No.
He says luckily he got over it quickly, though.
Okay, good.
But, like, your child probably remembers.
Oh, yeah,
he's going to whip
definitely.
that back out when you least expect it.
Yep, they're going to be drawing or something, drop their crown, and then you're just going to hear,
fuck!
And you're like, oh, God, it happened.
Right. Yeah, their teacher's like, where did they hear this?
Right.
Like, well, when you drop something, it's only natural.
Yep.
No, that would suck so bad.
Yeah, I was always taught that when you first buy a car, make sure you have a spare. If you don't, go to Ace Hardware or wherever you have, and they'll make, another key for you for, like, real cheap for $10.
Can they do that? I thought that they could only do, like, house keys and stuff.
I thought they could do car keys, too.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong, but I thought they could.
Another thing, something that I have learned over the years, if you ever, like, lock your key in your car, if you call, and they're probably going to hate me for this, if you call the non-emergency police line...
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, then if they're not having, like, a busy night or anything, then they will come to you and, like, help you get into your car.
Yeah.
And, like, not charge you anything.
Which is super helpful.
Right?
Yeah.
So nice. And then, like, yeah, it's just so nice. That way you can avoid paying out the butt. But if they're having a busy night, obviously they're not going to be worried about your keys being locked in your fucking car. But, yeah. All depends on where you're at, too, I'm guessing, and how the cops are there and all that, but...
Yeah, don't call 911, call the non-emergency line.
Yes, please, God, do not call 911. It is not a fucking emergency.
Or whatever the emergency contact number is in your country. I'm pretty sure it's different for different countries.
Yeah, I think that in, like, England or something, isn't it 999?
I'm not going to input on this because
I'm probably wrong.
I was going to say I'm going to make myself look like an ass, and
right.
I just would rather keep my mouth shut because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it is different for different countries.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is, but yeah, whatever. Anyways.
So, for my last story, it was submitted by Molly Pops of Collar, which is also her Instagram username, so go check her out.
And I did chat with her a little bit. She's a hoot. I like her a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she writes, Jesus, this is just fucking stupid, but it cracks me up thinking about it. I went to the grocery store last week, just a regular old visit to the grocery store. I walk through the doors, I turn right, where I'm met by a wonderful array of fresh produce. There I am shopping for vegetables when I'm approached by a woman in her early 40s, who's at least 6 feet away from me, thanks COVID.
Right? We should have that even when COVID's not a thing. Give me my fucking personal bubble.
Yeah, I think society is going to be indefinitely changed after
I hope so.
COVID goes away.
I hate when you're standing in a grocery store line and somebody's right on top of you.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. I'm pretty sure it'll change.
Pet peeve. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. They go, this woman is flailing her arms at me, yelling, hey, OMG, how are you? And I'm standing there like a deer in headlights, wondering if she's talking to me. I looked around, and there aren't any...
Sorry, I wondered if the 40-year-old actually said OMG.
Maybe.
Can you imagine?
That'd be funny.
That would be weird.
I hate when people talk in text.
Yeah.
But it works, whatever.
Or like when somebody says LOL.
That's what I mean, yeah. It's gross.
I hate it.
She says, I look around and there aren't any other humans near me, so I instinctively reply, oh my god, hey. I tell her I'm well and politely ask how she is. She then proceeds to tell me about the past 3 months. I'm good, did you quit your job? No, how's that going? You know how it is. Being home with the kids all day is tough, but we're managing, etc., etc. Yeah, tell me about it, right? Haha, it's different, It's different, but I enjoy it. Aw, that's great. Yeah, well, it's good seeing you. We'll catch up soon. Okay, you too. Sounds good. The woman walks away. I turn around and stare deeply into the lettuce, trying for the life of me to figure out who the hell that woman was. When I arrived at the grocery store, before getting out of my car, I put my mask on because I'm a responsible member of society. This woman was also a responsible member of society with her cheetah print mask. I'm standing there asking the lettuce how she recognized me with my mask on. Who did she think I was, lettuce?
Lettuce? Tell me.
She's probably going to message the person who she's probably going to message the person who she thought I was on Facebook and say how great it was catching up. She's going to say how nice it was seeing each other, and that person is going to tell the woman she has no idea what she's talking about because I pretended I knew her the whole time.
That is so something I would probably do too, though. I just roll with it, and I'm like, we'll see where this goes.
She says, why did I do that? Why did I stand there and have this whole fake-ass conversation with this woman? Why didn't I tell her she had the wrong person? Why did I go along with her conversation like I knew her history? Why did I pretend to be this person she thought I was? I know this isn't a huge deal. Looking back at it, I'm just appalled at how I handled this situation. These goddamn masks and my lack of social skills will be the death of me. Facepalm.
Like I said, so totally something I would do. Because for one, anxiety, and two, just trying to give everybody the answers that they want and like trying to do it all right. And it's never right.
I think being non-confrontational comes as like a side part of being a very nice person at your core, because you don't want to burst that person's bubble. You don't want to say, hey, you're embarrassing yourself right now, shut up and go away.
Like, who are you again?
Right? But yeah, trust me, you're not the only one who does it either. And
especially with masks.
Yeah, exactly. It's been happening ever since all of us started wearing all these masks. You know, I've had a couple people come up and have conversations with me before, and I've just gone along with them. It's just kind of the social norm to just act like you know the person instead of making everyone seem uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, and that's just a part of being like a friendly human being.
Exactly.
Like, you weren't an asshole or something, like, ew, get away from me, like... Just trying to be cheery. And I mean, especially in a time of COVID where everybody already feels like isolated and stuff, then like it's just nice to see a friendly face, even if you don't know the face. Like, still just to get kind of like that feeling of community or whatever. So you probably did a really good thing by just like acknowledging her, basically. But
probably made her day.
Right.
Until a couple hours later.
Yeah. And then she's like, what did I do?
But that was Molly Pops of Collar. So like I said, check her out on Instagram.
Okay, so my third and final story is from Boombaxi. And they write, I went with a friend of mine to a pub. We were just drinking at a bar, remembering old memories when a girl started talking to us. This one's an entertaining story.
I can tell by your voice.
Because as I started reading it, I remembered. Okay. So he said, we started talking about anything, really. We were both drunk and made a connection. I can't remember about what, really, but it was real at the moment. Which, like, you were drinking, you can make a real, quote-unquote, connection with, like, almost anyone.
With the plant in the room.
You either, when you're drinking, you either, like, super love people or you super don't.
Yep.
So they say, sometime later, a guy I went to elementary school with entered the pub. I recognized him immediately. He used to be a bully.
Fight him. Fight him immediately.
Just wait.
Okay.
I've seen him around a few times, but never really talked to him since. When I went into the smoking area, the guy was sitting there, and that girl I met was following me. When I went to the smoking area, the guy was sitting there, and that girl I met was following me. He started talking to me and was genuinely sorry about what happened in elementary school. We had a pretty good talk about what happened and everything when this girl, which I just met, started defending me and talking like I was the best person she's ever met, and she was ready to fight.
Drunk people are so supportive.
The argument started to get heated between the two of them, and I literally had to step up. She, like, went legitimately crazy. And then he later said that the girl first introduced herself as our really nice and quiet nurse who doesn't do anything. And as the night went on, she told me and my friend she took a lot of pills and did a lot of things with weird guys at weird parties.
Oh my God.
And it was like she was a whole different person from when we first met her. Which, like, yeah, dude, she told you that she was a quiet, boring nurse who didn't do anything so that she could lower your guard and, like, lure you in before letting her inner psycho out.
I mean, you don't exactly go around telling people, I used to do all this fucked up stuff.
No, not even used to. She said that she, like, still does.
Okay, yeah, you still don't lead with that.
And then, like, fighting this guy's elementary school bully.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Bitch, sit down.
Yeah.
Find a fucking chair.
That was a good one.
But no, that is so true. Like, especially girls, they, like, I don't know, we get defensive of other people when we get drinking.
Well, also, like I was saying earlier, drunk girls are also so supportive of people.
Yeah.
They're like
especially
the friendliest people ever.
That's why it takes girls forever in the bathroom. There's normally some drunk girl in there that starts to compliment you or something about something random.
She's the hype beast of the bathroom.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you walk out feeling like $1 million because some random drunk bitch is in the bathroom telling you look pretty. Like,
that's awesome though. We need more like people like that in our community.
It's the weirdest fucking thing. Yeah. But that is our episode. John, do you have any closing notes or anything?
Sorry again about mixing up the credits last episode. I tried to do better, I promise.
Like I said, it wasn't until afterwards I noticed it and I was like, John, what the fuck?
Yeah. Also, again, send us recommendations for Mexico.
Yep, recommendations from Mexico. If you have a story you want to share with us, please send it to savagelydelightful@gmail.com.
And if you want to stay up to date with us in our day-to-day lives or once we get married or go on vacation, follow our Facebook page, Savagely Delightful, and, you can see us being dumbasses.
Hey.
Accurate.
Right. Oh, that would probably not be a great idea, though. Like, drunkenly post on our social media thing.
I think that's what they want to see.
All right. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Well, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So, you may have made a mistake today, but at least you didn't mess up as badly as the people we discussed. And if you did, we'd love to hear about it, and we may even feature your story on an upcoming episode. You can find us online at www.savagelydelightful.buzzsprout.com, on Twitter at savage_delight, and on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Savagely Delightful. If you like what you heard today and want to show your support, please consider donating to us on Patreon at patreon.com/savagelydelightful. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future episode releases, and please consider leaving a review so it's easier for others to find our podcast.